So what were your initial needs for internationalizing the curriculum, and why were existing study abroad programs insufficient to meet those needs?
In management education, there's a really big push to internationalize and to give students opportunities abroad. That has always existed. Now that we're in a global economy, it's really kind of a given that business schools will do this. So the interest has always been there. Now, the capacity for faculty to do this was always a question and has been, in fact, the biggest problem. It's one thing to conceptualize what an international experience would be, to match up with the lectures and the courses that are taught by faculty. It's quite another thing to have the faculty then develop a business model, which is equally important as an academic program. So I think that's where we fell short. It was not so much a lack of interest or a lack in having a presence internationally in developing programs. It was really falling short of being able to offer those programs because of the lack of time and capacity the faculty had to actually execute the program.
How did U of A come to select CEA as the solution here, and how was CEA able to accommodate your needs?
I believe that CEA was really first to the market. I remember being approached by CEA, and the timing was perfect. I had been giving serious thought to internationalizing my business ethics course, and had been thinking about how I would do that in possible locations. And it just so happened that at that very time CEA expressed an interest in me really developing this concept further. CEA was really the reason why the idea turned into reality. They were good enough to give me an opportunity to see the country, meet the staff, and then when it came down to developing the program, they were instrumental in helping line up value-add speakers from all sectors, whether it be government, nonprofit, or business, and applying a sense of perspective on other experiences that would be of benefits to students. So it was a tremendous sequence of events and timing that really worked out for the benefit of the college and for the students.
Good. How critical was your familiarity with the locations of your programs?
Well, I had never been, and so it was that much more important for me to be able to rely on CEA and the local staff. Their insights, their recommendations, their contacts from everything from transport, lodging, site visits, and as I mentioned earlier before, people within the community to tap as resources was absolutely instrumental. So had it not been for CEA's expertise and presence, the program wouldn't have happened.
Okay. What were the curricular objectives of your program?
Well, to take the theory and to take the classroom discussions and to really elevate it and put them in the context of international issues in a very particular region. So the idea of being able to talk about the ethics of free trade agreements, which in the case for Costa Rica was the Central American Free Trade Agreement, and to what extent the country should privatize national holdings that have provided social programs and a standard of living that's really unmatched in Central America, was a really thick topic for discussion. And so reading journal articles and hearing the professor's perspective was one thing. To actually hear from people that live in Costa Rica, opposing sides, proponents, was absolutely instrumental. And so from a thematic standpoint, whether it be discussions on the ethics of free trade agreements, the ethics of ecotourism and how that actually translates for local communities, differences between fair and free trade commodities, all of these things in theory were wonderful, but CEA really allowed for the practical application and the local voice on these issues, which quite frankly wouldn't exist without the program.
What were the logistical objectives of your program?
Well, we definitely needed to make sure that our students had transportation, which CEA took care of, lodging, and that they had opportunities to see the country by, experiencing different types of programs, whether it be ziplining, whether it be snorkeling. And so CEA was able to arrange all of these accommodations. They were also very instrumental in being able to get some of the local insight and knowledge and help me incorporate it into the program with guest speakers and of course site visits.
Okay. Has the program met the needs of U of A, University of Arizona, and your needs?
Exceeded. The program was a tremendous success. That's evidenced not just by the fact that we were able to run a program with 20 students, but now going into our second year, we were able to increase the number of students by about 20%, which is just fabulous. As another metric of success, and because of the interest here in the college expressed by students, students are going to have an additional option, and not only will I be taking a group of students to Costa Rica, a larger group, but also we're going to be taking students into Buenos Aires. So again, that same CEA site presence and expertise and commitment to service and willingness to work very closely with faculty and make themselves available at any point to students has really made a huge difference and has really made a wonderful partnership for us.
What unforeseen benefits or troubles have emerged through the program?
No troubles. I think there will always be concerns whenever you travel out of country for not just the students but also faculty and parents. But because of the planning and the preparation and the good judgment and quite frankly the experience of CEA in these local sites, much of the problems that could arise are really kind of taken care of. The benefits are really, for as much as you talk about the excitement of the program and the uniqueness of the program, it always seems to surpass the students' expectations. Again, learning can only go so far when you're in a classroom and you're reading books. The experiential part is really what CEA allows us to bring out, that kind of marriage of theory and practice, and also hearing the local voice, which students wouldn't otherwise hear.
Okay. What have you learned through developing this program and now running this program that you may want to tell other faculty out there that are thinking about doing their own?
Be courageous and try different things. A lot of faculty have thought about doing this type of program, but there are so many reasons why they wouldn't do it. Not having a person or a contact in another country, having to get mired in the important but also very time-consuming details of transporting groups and lodging and activities and things of this sort. It can be an extremely taxing thing, and it takes a lot of time, and many times faculty are having to divide up their time, and this is the thing that they don't have time for. So if a faculty is interested in really giving their students an experiential opportunity, and they're willing to think creatively about how they might design an experience like this, then that is about as far as they need to take it, because then CEA will gladly take it from there and make the business piece really work, and the service and the reliability and the follow-through is just amazing. And faculty, if they do it once, will be asking themselves, where can we do this next? So it's been a fabulous experience. I would encourage faculty to give this serious thought and to partner with CEA.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.